Namas sarvebhyah sarvesham hardam swagatam. We start the class by chanting the Prarthana Shlokas. Krishno rakshatu man chara chara guruhu Krishnan namasyamyaham Krishne namara shatravo vinihataha Krishnaya tasmai namaha Krishna deva samukthidam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosmyaham Krishne bhaktirajanjalastu bhagavan He Krishna tubhyan namaha Prapanna parijataya Totra vetraika panaye Jnana mudraya Krishnaya Gita mritatuhe namaha Vasudeva sutan devam Kamsa chanura mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagat Gurum Sarvesham Punaswagatam. Sambhaji Kolab Mahodaya.
Yes, sir. Let's start now.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Panchadashodhyayah Purushottama Yogaha Shri Bhagavanuvacha Urdhvamulamudhashtakam Ashvastham Prahuravyayam Chandamsi yasya parnani Yastau Veda Savedavita Adhashtortham Prasutastasya Shakha Guna Pravruddha Vishaya Pravalaha Adhashchamulanyanusantatani Karmanubandhini Manushaloke Narupamatsyeha tathopalabhyate Nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha Ashvathamenam suvirudhamulam Asanga shastrena drudhena chittva Tatah padantat parimargitauvyam Yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyaha Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye Yatah pravrutti prasuta purani Nirmana mohajita sangadoshaha Adhyatmanitya vinivritta kamaha Vandvair vimuktas sukha dukkha sanjnehi Gacchantya mudha padamavyyantat Nathasayate suryaha Na shashanko na pavakaha Yat katva na nivartante Tathama paramam mama Mamaivamsho jivaloke Jivabhutas sanatanaha Manashtashthanindriyani Prakrutisthani karshati Sharirai yadavapnoti Yachaputkramatishvaraha Svihitvaitani sayyati Vayurganthani vashayat Stotran chakshusparshanancha Rasanam khanamevacha Adhisthaya manaschayam Vishayanupasevate Utkramantam stitau vapi Gunjanau vagunanvitam Vimuthananupashyanti Pashyanti jnanachakshushaha Yatanto yoginaschainam Pashyantyatmanyavasthitam Yatanto pyakritatmanah Nainam pasyantyachetasaha Yadadityagatan tejah Jagat bhasayate khilam Yat चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधीः सर्वाः भूत्वा सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहौ वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम् द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेवमसम्मूढः जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकौ शरणौ व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। श्री कृष्ण।
Here praninam, many place people will get this praninam, but praninam, just that is the only praninam.
Yeah, praninam.
But it becomes viruchanno praninam.
Okay.
Okta, just not make note of that. Just
yeah, noted.
Okay. So continue with. So we were looking into the characteristics or traits of these demoniacs, people who have got demoniac asura nature. So we said they continue to do, and Bhagavan will continue to throw them into a demoniac world again and again. So this goes on. They are unable to come out of that and get liberation. So what is the root cause for this degeneration or depravity of man? What is the root cause of? For that, Bhagavan is telling in this sloka, Trividhan narakasyedam dwarannashanamaatmanaha kamah krodhastatha lobhaha tasmadedatrayantyajit. So Bhagavan is telling Tribithan Naragasyedam. There are three gates to hell, and that will destroy the self. That will destroy the self means that the person will lose his discrimination and he will lose everything. He will lose intelligence, he will lose his everything. The three gates that lead to hell, and they are lust, kama, krodha, that is anger, tatha, lobha, greed. Lust, anger, and greed are the three gateways to hell. Therefore, one should abandon these three gates. These things they should avoid, and they should choose the one which is the gate to liberation, to avoiding all these three gates. So here, the origin of this demoniacal disposition is pointed out. How it originates, this demoniacal disposition, that is behavior, how it originates. So it is fostered by three evils, nourished by three evils, that is lust, anger, and greed. So greed is to appropriate all objects of sense enjoyment exclusively to oneself. So one has to have all sense objects for himself, everything. That is greed. And kama means lust, that is insatiable desire for something. Krodha means anger, getting always angry. These things are sure ways to hell. So any one of these three vices is sufficient to lead to hell. Any one of these. And if the three combine, then it is definitely impossible to liberate that person. So we should avoid these three. They will not allow, these three things will not allow him to evolve himself. So one should avoid these three aspects. This is what Bhagavan says in this sloka. So, but means there is a hope for people who have a demoniac nature to rise again in the right direction. This is what Bhagavan says here. We'll continue.
Malini Bhagini.
Trividhan narakasyedam.
Trividhan narakasyedam. Trividhan narakasyedam.
Dvarannashanamatmanaha.
Dvarannashanamatmanaha. Dvarannashanamatmanaha.
Kamah krodhastatha lobhaha.
Kama krodhasthatha lobhaha. Kama krodhasthatha lobhaha.
Tasmadedatrayantyajit.
Tasmadedatrayantyajit. Tasmadedatrayantyajit.
Uttam.
Thank you.
Anita Bhagini.
Trividhan narakasyedam.
Hare Krishna. Trividham marga isedam. Trividham na marga isedam.
Dvarannashanamatmanaha.
Davaram na nashmana atmanaha. Davaram na nashnanma matmanaha.
Kamah krodhastatha lobhaha.
Kama krodhastitha lobhaha. Kama krodhastitha lobhaha.
Tasmadedatrayantyajit.
Tasadeta yantra vyamna trejeta tejeta tasmadetat yantramna teyajeta.
Padma Jagan Bhagini.
Trividhan narakasyedam. Dvarannashanamatmanaha.
त्रिविधन्नरकस्येतन् द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः त्रिविधन्नरकस्येतन् द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः.
Here, you need not say in here because we were breaking here. The sandhi is split here. So we said Narakasyedam.
Okay, okay. त्रिविधन्नरकस्येतं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः
Kamah krodhastatha lobha tasmadedatrayantyajed.
कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्रयं यजेत् कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्रयं त्यजेत्.
Uttam.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Vibithan narakasyedam dwarannashanamatmanaha.
त्रिविधन्नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः त्रिविधन्नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः
Kamah krodhastatha lobha tasmadedatrayantyajed.
कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत् कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्.
Uttam.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Lakshmi Kiran Bhagini.
Vibithan narakasyedam dwarannashanamatmanaha kamah krodhastatha lobha tasmadedatrayantyajed.
त्रिविधन्नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्.
Uttam. Well done.
Anasuya Bhagini.
त्रिविधन्नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः त्रिविधन्नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत् त्रिविधन्नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्.
Uttam.
Meenakshi Bhagini.
त्रिविधन्नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्.
Uttam. Well done. So, is there no hope? Is there then no hope for emancipation or arising or uplifting oneself? Who is caught in these three gates of gates to hell, that is the lust, greed, and anger. Is there no emancipation or chance for him? Yes, there is. Bhagavan says, Yetay vimuktah kaunteya tamodvaraistribhirnaraham acharatyaatmanashreyah tato yati parangatim. So the man, Etair Vimukta, Etair is these three gates or these three vices, who is liberated from these three gates to darkness. Tamodvareis Tribhirnaraha, a man who is liberated or freed from these three gates. O Kaunteya, practices what is good for him, Ajaratyatmanashreyah. Atmanashreyah, for his own good, who is following practices for his own good, and thus goes to the supreme good, Parangatim, that is supreme, he achieved the supreme state. That is leaving these three gates to these hells, these gates to darkness, or to the hell, if you follow practices which are good for him, then he will definitely achieve Parangatim, that is a supreme state. So here, misery is another name for hell. Whenever a man is afflicted and unhappy, he is for the time being in hell. Though he is living in this world, he is actually in hell because he is in misery, he is in hardship, he feels very bad or something. So he is as good as being in hell. That is hell. So why this unnecessary punishment or unnecessary unhappiness, etc.? Why is it happening? So it is all due to want of or the lack of insight. So what is that? Ignorance is the root cause of all miseries, all the hardships that we are facing. If you look into the root cause of that, it is ignorance. That is ajnanam. And again, the originator, this ignorance is the originator of these three vices: lust, anger, and greed. So this ignorance is the instigator, and it will for man to indulge in these three vices. So the darkness of ignorance vanishes of its own if you close those three gates and follow what is good for your own evolution or your own emancipation. So then man progresses in Shreyas. He goes towards the Supreme Lord. He becomes emancipate himself by avoiding these three gates to hell. So that is what is Bhagavan is telling in this. And we can see this, those who have been following very bad habits, very bad this thing, if they turn turn away from those gates and goes towards this and does things for his own good, then we see a sharp change in him. We see a very sharp change in that person, because he has been going towards hell, and now he is getting back, and he is progressing towards the supreme good. So we can really see when person who has gone extreme of demoniac world and comes back, very sharply we'll see the change in him. So this is what Bhagavan says here. So by closing the three gates to hell and practicing what is good for him, then he will definitely achieve the supreme state. Your contribution.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Yetair vimuktah kaunteya.
Etair vimuktah kaunteya. Etai vimuktah kaunteya.
Tamodvaraisтрibhirnaraha.
Tamodvaraisthirnaraha. Tamodvaraisthirnaraha.
Acharatyatmana shreyaha.
Acharatyatmana shreyaha. Acharatyatmana shreyaha.
Here achara, in some book it may be achara, but
Yes.
it is achara.
Okay. In my book it is achara only. Okay.
Achara, achara, correct it there.
Yes, sir. Acharatyatmana shreyaha. Acharatyatmana shreyaha.
Tato yati parangatim.
Tato yati parangatim. Tato yati parangatim.
Uttam.
Vatsala Bhagini.
Etair vimuktah kaunteya.
Etai vimuktah kaunteya. Etai vimuktah kaunteya.
Tamodvaraistribhirnaraha.
Tamodvaraistribhirnaraha. Tamodvaraistribhirnaraha.
Acharatyatmana shreyaha.
Acharatyatmana shreyaha. Acharatyatmana shreyaha.
Tato yati parangatim.
Tato yati parangatim. Tato yati parangatim.
Uttam, that's it.
Gholap Mahodaya.
Etair vimuktah kaunteya. Tamodvaraistribhirnaraha.
Yetair vimuktah kaunteya. Tamodvarain sthirnaraha. Yetair vimuktah kaunteya. Tamodvarain sthirnaraha.
Acharatyatmana Shreyaha Tato Yati Parangatim.
आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति पराङ्गतिम् आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति पराङ्गतिम्
Uttam.
Ilavarasi Bhagini.
Yetair vimuktah kaunteya tamodvaraisthribharnaraha.
एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः
Acharatyatmana Shreyaha Tato Yati Parangatim.
आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति पराङ्गतिम् आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति पराङ्गतिम्
Uttam. Well.
Padma Vishwanathan Bhagini.
Yetair vimuktah kaunteya tamodvaraisthribharnaraha Acharatyatmana Shreyaha Tato Yati Parangatim.
एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति पराङ्गतिम्.
Hema, sorry. Lakshmi HS Bhagini.
एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति पराङ्गतिम्.
We'll continue. So, what is the guidance? That is infallible, unerring guidance that helps man to go Godward. What is that guidance? So, what that Bhagavan says here, Yam Yasyastra Vidhimutsrijya Vartade Kamakarataha Nasa Siddhimavapnoti Nasukhanna Parangatim. So, he who casting aside, throwing away the instructions of the scriptures, whatever is provided in our scriptures, the guidance is given by the scriptures, who doesn't follow these provisions in the scriptures, acts on the impulse of his own desire. He does whatever he likes, not following the instructions given in the scriptures. So he doesn't attain perfection. Nasa siddhim avapnoti. He doesn't attain perfection, nor nasukham. He doesn't attain happiness. Na parangatim, and also supreme goal. He doesn't achieve the supreme goal. So who doesn't follow this shastra provisions in the scriptures, all the guidance from the scriptures, and does whatever he likes on his own free will, so then he doesn't attain perfection, he doesn't attain sukham, happiness, as well as he doesn't attain the supreme God also. So this, but so the opposite, Bhagavan is telling the opposite of this. For goodness, he is telling the opposite, and telling you the other thing is the positive thing. If you follow the shastram, these three things will happen. Siddhi, you can attain perfection, you can attain happiness, as well as attain Godhood. Godhood you can attain. We continue, and we here, okay, we see the functions of scriptures is to guide man to perfection. All these scriptures that they are giving, what their provisions they are giving, all for attaining perfection in man. So they come positively as well as negatively. So they ask you to perform good this thing, and also they ask you not to do the bad things. Ask you to do good things and not to do the bad. They mention bad things also, and say tell that you don't do those bad things. But the way of the asuras is to behave counter to the teachings of the scriptures. Asuras always act counter against the scriptures. What is given to them? They indulge in all prohibited actions and get away from sanctioned ones. So those who follow the ordinances, the provisions of the scriptures, man progresses towards perfection, and he gains happiness, and he prepares himself for the supreme goal. This we can observe in our own lives. That's what I feel. When we follow our scriptures and move accordingly, we'll be able to feel these three aspects. Continue.
Varalakshmi Ramesh Bhagini.
Yashastra vidhimutsrijya.
Yashastra vidhimutrusya. Yashastra vidhimutrujya.
Mutsrijya. Utsrijya. That is Viti Shastra vidhimutsrijya.
Yashastra vidhimutrusya.
That is
Okay, sir. Yashastra vidhimutrusya. Yashastra vidhimutrujya.
You tell like this. Mutsrijya. Mutsrijya. Mutsrijya.
Mutsrujya. Okay. Yashastra vidhimutrusya.
Mutsrijya.
Yashastra vidhimutrusya. Yashastra vidhimutrujya. Yashastra vidhimutrujya.
Vartate kamakarataha.
Vartate kamakarataha. Vartate kamakarataha.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasa siddhimavapnoti.
Nasukhanna parangatim.
Nasukanna parangatim. Nasukanna parangatim.
Uttam.
Thank you, sir.
Prema Shriram Bhagini.
Yashastra vidhimutsrijya.
Yashastra vidhimutsrijya. Yashastra vidhimutsrijya.
Vartate kamakarataha.
Vartate kamakarataha. Vartate kamakarataha.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasa siddhimavapnoti.
Nasukhanna parangatim.
Nasukhanna parangatim. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Uttam.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Yashastra vidhimutsrijya. Vartate kamakarataha.
Yashastra vidhimutsrujya. Vartate kamakarataha. Yashastra vidhimutsrujya. Vartate kamakarataha.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim. Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Uttam. Gacchami.
Anasuya Bhagini.
Yashastra vidhimutsrijya. Vartate kamakarataha.
Yashastra vidhimutsrajya. Vartate kamakarataha. Yashastra vidhimutsrajya. Vartate kamakarataha.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim. Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Gacchami.
Dhanyawad.
Sapna Bhagini.
Yashastra vidhimutsrijya. Vartate kamakarataha. Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Yashastra vidhimutsrujya. Vartate kamakarataha. Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Yashastra vidhimutsrujya. Vartate kamakarataha. Nasa siddhimavapnoti. Nasukhanna parangatim.
Uttam. Gacchami.
Meenakshi Bhagini.
यशास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति न सुखं न पराङ्गतिम्.
Okay. So what we should do? Bhagavan is again continuing to tell that tasma chastram pramanante, tasma chastram pramanante, karya vyavasthitau jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartumikarhasi. So Bhagavan, therefore, Tasmat, therefore, let scriptures be your authority. Pramanam, Shastram, Tasmat, Shastram, that is scriptures, be Pramanam, your authority in decide Karya Vyavasthito. That is what in deciding what ought to be done and what ought not to be done. Karya, that is Karyam, Akaryam. Both are there. Karyam, Akaryam, opposite. Karyam, Akaryam. Vyavasthita. In deciding what to do and what not to do, let the decision be taken according to the scriptures. What is provided in the scriptures, it will be based on that scriptures. Karya vyavasthitau. There will be a dittam here. Karya vyavasthitau. Jnatva shastra vidhanoktam. And having known what is said in the scriptures. Jnatva shastra vidhanoktam. What is said in the shastras. Karma kartumikarhasi. That is, you should act here. You should act here based on what is provided in the shastras. So this is what Bhagavan says here. The purpose of scriptures is to guide man in living a perfect life on earth and to remind him repeatedly of the supreme goal, which is above the earth, super mundane. That is, it is unseen. It is not seen in this world, and which ought to be sought after earnestly. So, what is the supreme goal is not what is seen here. It is something which is not seen. So, when he follows all these scriptures, what is given in the scriptures, he is preparing himself for achieving that great supreme goal. So, man is bound by karma. So, man has taken birth in this world. So, he has to do karma, no escape from that. So, whether he does whatever he does on earth, ought to get the sanction of scriptures. He has to do work that is sure, then but better to get the instructions from the shastras. To do the work according to the given the shastras. So those who work with the shastras, the provisions of the shastras, definitely they will be blessed and they will be going towards, they will achieve the supreme goal. And whatever is given in the scriptures, if you follow this, definitely that it is going to lead you, and it will be the instructions will be such that you will avoid all this these three gates to hell, and you avoid all those things, and then go straight away to the supreme good. That's what Bhagavan says here. So better to follow the scriptures, and what is it for doing the karyam, what to do and what not to do. Everything based on the shastras. This is what this Bhagavan is concluding this chapter by this sloka. We'll continue.
Malini Bhagini.
Asma shastram pramanante.
Malini Bhagini. She's not.
Shastram tasma shastram pramanante.
Once again.
Tasma shastram pramanante.
Karya vyavasthitau.
Karya vyavasthitau. कार्याकार्यौ व्यवस्थितौ
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तम्
विधानो
घोलप महोदय।
तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते
तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते
कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ
कार्याकार्यौ व्यवस्थितौ कार्याकार्यौ व्यवस्थितौ
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तम्
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तम् ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तम्
कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि
कर्म कर्तुर्निहार्हसि कर्म कर्तुर्निहार्हसि।
इलवर्सी भगिनी।
तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते
तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते
कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तम् कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि उत्तम।
रेमा भगिनी।
तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ
रेमा श्रीराम भगिनी। विनोदा भगिनी।
शिवसेन भगिनी।
तस्माच्चास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ तस्माच्चास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ कार्याकार्यौ व्यवस्थितौ
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि।
उत्तम। गच्छन्तु।
धन्यवाद।
नागमणि भगिनी।
तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ
तस्माच्छास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ तस्माच्छास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि।
शास्त्रविधानोक्तं
ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि। धन्यवादः।
लक्ष्मी HS भगिनी।
तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं karma kartumiharhasi.
तस्माच्छास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यौ व्यवस्थितौ ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि.
Uttam.
Lakshmi Kiran Bhagini.
तस्माच्छास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते
Lakshmi Kiran Bhagini.
कार्याकार्यव्यवहार्हसि.
Once again, ma'am.
तस्माच्छास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि.
Uttam. Here, tasmat shastram. Here, it actually tasmat shastram is the division here that combined tasmat shastram.
तस्माच्छास्त्रं.
Yes. Yes.
धन्यवाद.
Sapna Bhagini.
तस्माच्छास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि.
Uttam. That's right.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Om Tat Saditi.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Om Tat Saditi. Om Tat Saditi.
Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Su.
Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Su. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Su.
Upanishadsu.
Upanishadsu. Upanishadsu.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Brahma Vidyayam. Brahma Vidyayam.
Yoga Shastre.
Yoga Shastre. Yoga Shastre.
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yogo Nama.
Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yogo Nama. Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yogo Nama.
Shodashodhyayaha.
Shodashodhyayaha. Shodashodhyayaha.
Tom, that's it.
Dhanyavad.
Padma Vishwanathan Bhagini.
Om Tat Saditi. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Su. Upanishadsu. Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre. Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yogo Nama. Shodashodhyayaha.
Om Tat Saditi. Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yogo Nama Shodashodhyayaha.
Uttam. 60. Okay. Dhanyawadaha. So we have got another 8 minutes. So I will chant this once today. Tomorrow we will chant one Parayanam we will do at the beginning itself. So today time is there. I'll chant it today. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shodashodhyayaha. Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yogaha. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danandamascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyama Krodhaha Tyaga Shantira Paishunam दयाभूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वं मार्दवं ह्रीरचापलं तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत दम्भो दर्पोऽभिमानश्च क्रोधः पारुष्यमेव च अज्ञानं चाभिजातस्य पार्थ सम्पदमासुरीं दैवी सम्पत् विमोक्षाय निबन्धायासुरीमता माशु च सम्पदन् दैवीम् अभिजातोऽसि पाण्डव द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च दैवो विस्तरशः प्रोक्तः आसुरं पार्थ मे शृणु प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च जनान विदुरासुराः न शौचन्नापि चाचारः न सत्यन्तेषु विद्यते असत्यमप्रतिष्ठन्ते जगदाहुरनीश्वरम् अपरस्परसम्भूतं किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम् एतान् दृष्टिमवष्टभ्य नष्टात्मानोऽल्पबुद्धयः प्रभवन्त्युग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हिताः काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरं दम्भमानमदान्विताः मोहात् गृहीत्वा सद्ग्राहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रताः चिन्तामपरिमेयाञ्च प्रलयान्तामुपाश्रिताः कामोपभोगपरमाः एतावदिति निश्चिताः आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यायेनार्थसञ्चयान् इदमद्य मया लब्धम् इमं प्राप्स्ये मनोरथम् इदमस्तीदमपि मे भविष्यति पुनर्धनम् असौ मया हतः शत्रुः हनिष्ये चापरानपि ईश्वरोऽहमहं भोगे सिद्धोऽहं बलवान् सुखी आढ्योऽपि जनवानस्मि कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया यक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्ये इत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः अनेकचित्तविभ्रान्ताः मोहजालसमावृताः प्रसक्ताः कामभोगेषु पतन्ति नरकेषु च आत्मसम्भावितास्तब्धाः धनमानमदान्विताः यजन्ते नाम यज्ञैस्ते दम्भेनाविधिपूर्वकम् अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं च संश्रिताः मामात्मपरदेहेषु प्रद्विषन्तोऽभ्यसूयकाः तानहं द्विषतः क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपाम्यजस्रमशुभान् आसुरीष्वेव योनिषु आसुरी योनिमापन्नाः मूढा जन्मनि जन्मनि मामप्राप्यैव कौन्तेय ततो यान्त्यधमां गतिम् त्रिविधं नरकस्येदं द्वारन्नाशनमात्मनः कामः क्रोधस्तथा लोभः तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत् एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय तमोद्वारैस्त्रिभिर्नरः आचरत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति परां गतिम् यशास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति न सुखं न परां गतिम् तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकार्यव्यवस्थितौ ज्ञात्वा शास्त्रविधानोक्तं कर्म कर्तुमिहार्हसि। ओम तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्याया योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे दैवासुर संपत् विभाग योगो नाम षोडशोऽध्यायः। सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। धन्यवादः। We will chant the Shlokas. Parayanam we will do tomorrow. Everyone, we will do the Parayanam tomorrow. One revision we will do. Then we will go to the next chapter. Samapayamaha. We will conclude with the Shanti mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavadaha. Punarmilamah. Ram Ram Ram.
धन्यवाद
Tomorrow we will chant 15th chapter.
Thank you.
Tomorrow Lakshmi Kiran Bhagini is reciting, Mahodaya.
Okay, definitely.
धन्यवादः. राम 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 राम.
धन्यवाद महोदय. राम राम राम.
Ram Ram Ram.
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम.
Pranam Mahodaya. Pranam Mahodaya.
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम महोदय.
Pranam Mahodaya. Pranam Mahodaya.
हरे कृष्णा कामाक्षी माता जी.
हाँ बोलिए।
कामाक्षी भगिनी यहाँ पे नहीं है भगिनी, बताइए
आपका क्या?
मैम मैं ना थोड़ा सा पढ़ने में थोड़ी मेरी मिस्टेक हो जा रही है, मतलब रिवीजन हो जाता है। तो कल मेरा मोबाइल नहीं मतलब काम कर रहा था, मतलब उसमें आवाज नहीं आ रही थी जब आप बता रहे थे। तो मुझे आप बताइए कि मैं रिवीजन किस तरह से कर पाऊंगी। आप थोड़ा सा मेरा रिवीजन हो जाता है।
मैसेज भेजिए, आप कामाक्षी भगिनी को मैसेज भेजिए।
अच्छा अच्छा जी,
ठीक है ना। हाँ, आपके फोन में है ना उनका नंबर, तो उनको मैसेज भेजिए।
आपको अच्छे से सुनना पड़ता है, वो कैसा प्रोनाउंस करता है अच्छे से सुनना पड़ता है। बार बार सुनने के बाद आपका प्रैक्टिस करने का है, बार बार सुनने का है।
जी 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 जी।
आपका कुछ तकलीफ है इसलिए आप
नहीं, वो पता प्रभु जी क्या हो रहा है, मतलब मैं अभी बीच में थोड़ा ठीक से मतलब पढ़ने लगी थी, पढ़ भी रही थी, लेकिन पता नहीं क्यों मतलब कुछ डिस्टरबेंस ऐसा हो जाता है कि बच्चे आ जाते हैं क्या, तो थोड़ा सा ना अभी 2-4 दिन से ना मेरा डिस्टरबेंस हो रहा है, तो वो ना सही नहीं कर पा रही हूँ मैं। तो इसीलिए मैं सोच रही थी, मैंने कहा थोड़ा रिविजन में भी नाम अगर आ जाएगा तो थोड़ा सा ये है कि थोड़ा सा और थोड़ा मेरा शुद्ध हो पाएगा। वैसे आपके गुरु महाराज की कृपा से, आप लोगों से इतना मैं बहुत कुछ अच्छा सा कर पा रही हूँ, मतलब थोड़ा सा बहुत आप बहुत अच्छे से सिखा रहे हो, मैं थोड़ा सा मतलब समझ पा रही हूँ, और थोड़ा और शायद आपकी कृपा से और भी कर पाऊँ बस।
ठीक है।
और कामाक्षी मैडम की और आप हरे कृष्णा
करिए ना, बट किंतु आप अच्छा से प्रैक्टिस कर लीजिए, आपका वो डेफिनेटली आपका बेटर होगा। आपका
आप क्लास के बाद फिर सुनते हो भगिनी दिन में?
जी जी मैम, हाँ मैम सुनती भी हूँ, सुन लेती हूँ। आजकल जो थोड़ी सी बच्चे की तबीयत खराब चल रही थी ना, मेरे पति की तबीयत खराब चल रही तो जब सुन पा रही थी, लेकिन मैं सुन
आप ये रिकॉर्ड, ये लिंक आता है ना क्लास का, वो लगा के फिर महोदया के साथ में फिर से सबके साथ में आप अभ्यास कीजिए, ठीक है?
जी 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 जी
ठीक है।
हरे कृष्णा, प्रणाम।
एंड कर दे।
यस, हाँ।